Hi guys. I'm really just making this video on a whim. I think today has been one of the best days. Today has just been one of the days where I've just been in such a good mood. Like, the sun is out. Honestly, like, I just want to live in a perpetual summer. Like, none of this winter bullshit. Like, I'm so done. But I went thrifting today. Absolutely loved it. But yeah, I'm making this video because I've been receiving a few messages on my Tumblr actually. I mean, if you know me or have been following my journey for a little bit, I had a Tumblr like back in 2014, 2015, and I would post like pictures of myself and pictures I would take. I've always loved taking photos and photography and everything, like making content. And I built a community, and like recently I've been getting messages on my Tumblr of people saying they miss my pictures and they miss me. And honestly, I'm like, it's such an amazing feeling to know that there are people out there that still really want to engage with me and want to engage with my pictures and my content. Like, there's still a community there, somewhat buried underneath. I don't know. I would say though, I feel like building a community on Tumblr is so different to like building a community on TikTok or YouTube or Instagram, because Tumblr is a faceless like, the community, that the people that engage with you, it's like faceless. Like, I never get to see who's actually engaging with me or like asking me questions, because it's anonymous. Like, people don't choose to ask questions with their blogs or with their face and stuff. So like, I feel like that whole time I never really knew who was engaging with my work or like liking my photos or like supporting me, because obviously like you guys know who I am, but I didn't know who was behind those messages. And I think like community is so important now, and it would be amazing to like connect with you guys or the people, like my old community, or like people that still support me or want me to post. And like, it'd be great to know what you guys want me to post, because I keep on getting messages and I feel so bad. I'm like, guys, I know, but tell me what you want to post. Do you want me to make YouTube? Do you want like face-to-face content? Like, what do you want to see? I mean, I would still post like things that I enjoy, like photography and like sharing music and other things like that. But if you do really want me to make like a comeback or share more, tell me what you want to see, tell me what you miss. But I wanted to read out the messages that I got on Tumblr, so let's go read them. Someone said, "You're missed, but I know you don't have much time to post on here. Happy for this amazing blog/archive." That's so sweet. I miss you guys too. And then someone said, "Hey, just wanted to stop by and say we used to chat on here like 10 years ago, and it's amazing to see you grow into someone who has stepped exactly into where and what you want to be. It's so inspiring, from your sense of fashion, love for travel, and passion for photography. It's so inspiring. Recently watched your YouTube from Spain and I loved it. You're multi-talented, intelligent, educated, and gorgeous. Don't stop doing what you're doing, and don't ever delete any of your content. It's awesome." Guys, this is so... Okay, you guys can see the rest of the messages, but that person, whoever you are, love you so much. Reach out to me if you want to chit chat. I mean, where do I even begin? Like, I'm living in London at the moment. I definitely have a love-hate relationship with London. I'm even considering moving this year because my visa is up. That's a whole other situation. The thing is, I feel really lucky and blessed to be in a situation where I can renew my visa, and I actually have two options. To renew my visa, I can do the youth mobility scheme, which is a visa between Australia, and because I'm Australian, like I'm Ghanaian as well, but when I travel and when I'm overseas, I'm not using that Ghanaian passport. Like, the Australian passport is coming to the front. So yeah, so with the visa, I can apply for the youth mobility scheme because of my Aussie passport. Is like a visa between Australia, and the UK and some other like other selected countries. I think Canada, Japan are part of them, but there's like 5. And you can use this visa any age before 35. So I could use that, and the most I would get out of that visa is 3 years in the UK. You can study, work, live, doesn't matter. The restrictions are not that crazy. They're actually, like the restrictions are really not bad. There are no restrictions actually. I feel like I should move back a bit. The other option for my visa is the ancestry visa, because my grandfather on my dad's side was born in Newcastle, so I'm eligible for the ancestry visa, meaning that I could apply to live here and like become a citizen one day if I lived here for like 10 years. So yeah, like living in the UK because of my ancestry, which is such a blessing, because I've spoken to so many of my friends, especially even from drama school, and like a lot of them don't want to go back home, and they're all trying to find ways to get visas. Obviously, like sponsorship is not really an option for I don't think as a creative person is like the best way to go, unless you're working in some kind of agency or whatever, but like I think it's just much harder anyways. Yeah, like those are my 2 options, but the crux of the whole situation is that I low-key don't want to stay. Like, guys, like, I don't know. I've lived here for 2 years and a bit, and I don't count my first year because I was in drama school. Like, I literally was locked in to drama school. Like, I wasn't really ever going into London. I was just like in my area of my drama school, and like it was so hectic that there was no time or space or capacity to do anything else. So I don't really count that year living in London. I feel like end of 2024 to 2025, end of 2025 was like my first year living in London and understanding how the city works and the weather. And guys, let me just say, it was rough. Like, I already don't like the cold. Like, I don't like winter, I don't like the cold. But the thing about London is like, fine, like it's cold, yeah, like fine, I'll make do, but the sun, the lack of sunshine, and I'm not just talking about it for like from like, oh, sun, like heat perspective. It's like I literally, maybe this is my personal experience and my biology or whatever, but I literally need sun to function. Like, I need it to regulate everything, my emotions, my motivation, like how I'm thinking, like being present in my relationships with my friends, or like romantic relationships, family relationships, like yeah, like literally the last winter here in London, I was so tired. I've had to start taking vitamin D. I've never had to do that my whole life. It's just, I think the main thing for me is the weather. Like, I don't think I can spend 7 months of the year like in gray, because it really does take a toll on me. And I'm obviously not the only one that's affected by this, but I just kind of feel like, why? I'm not British. Like, really, when I think about it, like, I'm not British. I kind of feel like genuinely, like, why am I here? Because I'm on a visa, and that's like an extra layer of added stress. And to be honest, I kind of get it. Like, when I went to university in Australia, I realized like my friends that went to the UK, a lot of them have moved back home, and I can understand visa issues being a big part of that, but also a lot of them, like my really close friend, she's just like, I had to move because I hated the weather, like the rain, the grey. And when I first heard her say that, I was like, come on, like, you're gonna let the weather impact the rest of your life? But honestly, until you're living it, you can't, don't complain, don't talk until you're living it. Just, it's just such a different experience. And I'm not making this video to hate on London. I just really want, I don't know, I guess if you people who've lived in London, if you resonate with me, if you're feeling like this, like let me know, like let's chat, because I honestly don't know what to do. Because now that summer is here, I'm like, wow, okay, like this is it, like this is actually what this is actually like the lifestyle I want to live. And I don't think I can achieve this, like living in London, like just for my general happiness. And obviously I haven't done myself a service, or maybe I've done myself a bit of a disservice by like having the, what's the word, being lucky enough to have lived in like 3 different countries at this point, like obviously Ghana, Australia, in Sydney, and I've been to Melbourne, so I can kind of see what that's like. But also then now living in London, I feel like I've started to compare the lifestyle in London so much to the lifestyle in Sydney, and there's so many different things I miss about living in Sydney. Just like the weather, like even during winter it's not that cold. Like I don't need gloves. I never ever bought myself gloves. Like I remember when winter was coming, and I hate the cold, so I was anticipating it. I remember buying gloves, and then winter came and I didn't need those gloves. I threw them away, you know? You don't need like gloves and scarves in Australia. And like, I know this sounds so trivial and like ridiculous, but like, oh, maybe not, but I just don't operate that way as a person. Like honestly, I just can't do it. I've tried. I just like, now that I'm on the other side of it and it's winter, I mean it's summer and I'm comparing to like winter, I'm like, God. And it's like so many people in London travel. Like they travel to escape it for a little bit. It's like you have to reset. Like that's the hack. But yeah, and like again with Sydney, like, or with London, like I think the pace of the city is too quick. It's way too fast paced for me. And it's like I'll leave, like once I leave my house, I'm like, let's say I've planned to go somewhere, it's honestly rush until I get to that destination. Like I'm never ever stopping to like take in my environment, to breathe, to take it slow. Like maybe I only feel like that in summertime. I think part of it is also because it's so fucking cold. Like who wants to be outside? But yeah, and I'm just missing like just that, like just a bit more of that slowness, that like taking in your environment, that like pausing, because it's so draining on like a physical level, but also like on a spiritual level, you know. And I just don't feel like London is my city. I don't think it's really my place. And I've spoken to people about this, and they're like, give it time. Like I remember speaking to someone, they were like, yeah, London is the kind of city, it takes a good solid 5 years to settle. And I'm 2 years in, right? And like, I just like need to think about, for me, the visa thing is just another added extra stress. Like, why am I, because before 2026, like when I was living in the years of my, like on my visa, I wasn't ever thinking about it. And then all of a sudden I'm in the year where my visa expires, and it's just hit me, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? And it's gonna get to a point where every single year that my visa is about to expire, I'm gonna be hit with the same thing, with the same realization, asking myself all these questions and reflecting, like, do I really like it here? Because I don't. And like, if I did like it here, I wouldn't even be thinking twice. If I really did like it here, if I loved it here, I wouldn't be like seeing the visa as something that wasn't worth it. Because other people are like, oh yeah, it's like 5k or 3k, but it's an investment. And I'm like, really though? Is it an investment? because I don't love London, and it's not my forever city, so why waste more time, you know? The only thing that's so hard when like you're in a relationship, because I've been in a relationship, and it's really hard thinking about what to do, and the idea of breaking up because of distance, you know, like that is really hard. But yeah, guys, like, and also like update on like acting. It's been going, I feel like it's been going slow, but like well, if that makes sense. Like I've had a lot of good auditions. I've auditioned for HBO, I've auditioned for A24, and the casting directors got back to my agency and said that they really liked my tapes and they submitted my tapes forward to the director, but the director handpicked her cast. But I don't, if you're not in the acting world, you may not know this, but basically everything is done, auditions are self-tape, done by self-tapes now since COVID. And so your agency submits you for work, you do a self-tape, but basically that audition self-tape that you send to the casting directors, they then watch it and they decide if you're good enough to be sent, so that, no, they decide if you're good enough, and then whatever they've shortlisted from watching all these tapes from all these different actors, they send that short list of self-tapes to the director and the rest of the team. So a lot of the time people are auditioning, sending their tapes to casting directors, but a lot of the time their work isn't reaching the directors and the producers, because these middlemen, the casting directors, are basically deciding if your work is strong enough to be pitched forward or to make it onto the next step. And that was something I had no clue about when I first started doing acting. And honestly, like when the CDs got back, because also another thing is that in acting, you're not getting feedback, honey. You're getting rejection and ghosting, rejection and silence. No one is coming back to say, oh, you should have done this, or no. Maybe sometimes you can ask, maybe sometimes your agent might ask, but So the fact that those casting directors got back to me and said they passed my tapes onto the director really, really just like, I don't know, just struck a chord with me, you know. I was like, oh, this is just what I needed to hear. But the reality of acting is that this is really, I just think it's a long game. It's a slow burn. And I think for someone who is really passionate about other things, I've been taking the time to build in my other passions. So I recently finished a short course in art direction at UAL, which is a big arts university or college or school in London. I really loved it. Like honestly, it just seemed like the perfect thing for me, I guess. Like obviously, as you know, I'm like talking to my old community here. Like if you know, like I've always loved photography. I just radiate like photography, and I love my eye, and I think I don't know if you know, but I had 2 tumblrs. The first one I created was like for images, and then the second one I created was just for my own photos. But then the first one that I had, I feel like that really shaped the visual archive in my mind. Naturally, I have the knack for like being creative, or like just photos or the eye, and like for colors and stuff like that. But Tumblr, like my main blog Hyokse, really just shaped like my love for images and really helped me to develop my own taste. And I think like doing this short course has been a reimagining, a reawakening of my love for photos, and I like, it's just in the perfect alignment with the season that we're in, because now I'm like booming with inspiration. An art director is basically someone who's in charge of the visual communication, visual branding, visual aesthetic of a brand, and it could be whatever, of a brand, and it could be whatever brand, a fashion brand, a perfume brand, I don't know, furniture, whatever. It just basically has to do with branding, I guess. Kind of two main sections of industries. There's like the advertising industry, and then there's like the editorial fashion industry, and I think I'm more suited to fashion editorial. But at the same time, I think it's really important to just be well versed in everything, because I think yeah, it just makes you like all rounded. But yeah, guys, like I've just that course was, I also just feel like it's the perfect progression from the photography. Like, yeah, it's the perfect progression from the like my past experiences with photography and directing, because it's kind of like a step up. So like as an art director, your main task, I guess, is to like find an idea and then make like a mood board around that idea, which is what I've been doing. So you're basically like, you're a conceptual person, so you make the mood board, you kind of like physicalize your ideas, and then as the art director, once you've done that, you kind of gather your team, your production team, based on what you actually need to shoot. And so then it's your job as an art director to find photographers or directors, stylists, models, whatever, to come together to achieve that specific vision. And I think like I've always thought as an art director, if that makes sense. Like I've always had really amazing ideas, but then I've only trusted myself to execute them. And I think that's why I pick up a camera or direct, because who else is gonna bring your ideas to life other than yourself? But I think the more I learn about the different roles in the industry, and like the more senior roles in the industry, doesn't mean I won't shoot or like direct. I definitely will. I think like art directors do everything. Like I know so many art directors that once in a while will photograph, once in a while will direct. It doesn't matter. Everything is so interchangeable, and like the way the industry is going is like, you need to be multifaceted. They're not hiring people that just come and say, oh, I'm this. Like you need to be well-rounded, all-rounded, well-rounded. I don't know, you know what I mean? And so yeah, that's like my little, I think that's been occupying my time a lot. And also another thing that's been occupying my time a lot is like the decision of moving to Australia, my home country, getting away from London, which I remember I was speaking to my friend and she was like, Donna, why are you in London? Like, this Makola. And if you're Ghanaian, you'll know. London just be feeling like Makola sometimes, like I can't lie. But yeah, guys, like I just wanted to make this video to like connect with you and chit chat and yap and give you a life update, since it's been 1,000 years. And I really do want to connect with people that love my pictures or just support me and want to see more from me. So guys, keep in touch and let me know what you want to see. Yeah, let me know if you watch this, and if you have any advice, if you have any tips, what you think, if you've been to London, if you live in London, what you think about London, how are you finding it? Guys, let's be friends, you know, like I actually want to know what you guys are up to, and I want there to be an exchange of communication. The rest of my evening, I've been developing some content that I want to shoot with a perfume brand. They're yet to send me the products. I wanted to say no initially because I didn't like the branding of their page, and I didn't like the branding of their perfume bottles, and I just didn't think it didn't resonate with me. But I've just finished my art direction course, and I think it would be amazing to put it on my portfolio, because I want to ask them if I can rebrand I want to offer my service. Ask them if I can rebrand their brand, because if you guys see, I mean, I think they could use some work, specific branding. I'd love to do like visuals for them, but anyways, I decided that I would do the content, and then after making the content, I would like pitch my services to them. If they say no, I'm still gonna develop it anyways. So let me show you guys what I've been working on. I literally just started, but I'm gonna continue now after this. I'm also gonna have some dinner, but let me show you. Basically, I've been working as an art director, like how an art director would. And I have a printer in my room, so I've just been printing out images of how I would imagine the perfume bottle for my content. These are the perfume bottles. And like, do you see the branding? Like, why is it called Date Woman, Glam Woman, Rose Woman, Senorita Woman? Like, am I being dramatic? But yeah, I have like all the notes here so I can like visualize them when I'm creating the content. So this is just like the literally first bit of my vision boarding. I'm gonna finish this, but I think also what will help is when I receive the perfume bottles. And guys, like, I also have to shoot something else. Let me show you guys what I have to shoot, so you guys can be on the same page as me with my content stuff. So this brand called And Honey sent me some hair shampoos and stuff. Let me show you. Do you see what I'm working with? They actually stock in Boots and Selfridges, but yeah, they sent me like some shampoo. It's not focusing. They sent me shampoo, they sent me their conditioner and hair oil, and I need to film this content because they're actually waiting for me. Let me know, guys, if you want like TikTok vlogs, TikTok stuff, YouTube vlogs, more chatting to camera. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go. Bye, guys.